All right, hey, y'all. It's your girl, JustB.Spriggs, and I'm back with another episode of Showing Up Boldly in Transition series. I'm so excited, and we're not going to take up you guys' time any longer. I want my guest to introduce herself, and we're going to tap in with some of our Glow framework questions.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Sam. My stage name is Alise Samantha, and I'm the CEO of Slammin Made Entertainment. I'm a filmmaker, an actress. I do art directing, props. I do assistant directing. I do directing, anything movie related. Producer. I just finished my first film, my first own feature, wrote, directed, produced, all by me in August. So that was really exciting.
I love that, and congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
How long did it take you to wrap up? Or like I guess like I don't know like the language of like in the movie world.
Well, that one actually, it's so funny because I had wanted to start doing it. I wanted to do my project in May, and then it got pushed. I had a bunch of other stuff going on, projects that I was working on, and my youngest son was like, "You need to go ahead and stop being a follower and do your own stuff." So I was like, "You're right. You're absolutely correct." So then I was like, all right, I'll put my own foot on my neck. And I was like, we're going to do this. And we did it in August. It was 4 day shoot. Um, and then it was done. It's in editing right now. I'm so excited. Like I can't wait to release it.
Love that. First of all, you have like a glow on your face. And normally when we have like a glow, it's because like we're doing the things that we love. So I love that glow on your face. And shout out to your son, because sometimes it takes our kids to push us out of the nest. It's so funny because my daughter was telling me about a dream she had about me this morning. So I think that's amazing
Oh,
how they can like push us out of our comfort zone. I love
yeah.
that.
They send us messages that we need. You know what I'm saying? So everyone always thinks that they need us, but in reality, we need them. And we just miss over that because we think they're kids and they don't know anything that's going on. And in reality, they can see things better than we can.
Yes, yes, I love that. So, so true. Just give
Yeah.
me some poetry slam snaps. All right, y'all. So we are about to go into our glow framework. Now, you guys remember how we do the glow framework, but this time we're doing it just a little differently just because we have a special guest with us. So remember, G is for gratitude, L is for living in the moment, O is for open journaling, and W is for words of affirmation. So right now we are going into the gratitude segment of the podcast. So my question for you, Sam, is what are you most thankful for in this season of transition?
In this season of transition, I'm most thankful for God. I'm thankful for my kids for their support and, rocking this out with me. And I'm super thankful for my support system. It has grown over the years and it is now reached the point where I have people that care and support me and all of this stuff. So I'm very grateful for so many things. I'm grateful for being able to do any of this. You know what I mean? I'm grateful to be able to be here and talk about it and actually like live what I want to do, what I've dreamed about.
Yes, I love that. And you said something about your support system has grown. Can you talk to us about how that maybe if it started off small or we kind of were like introverted? Like talk to me a little more about that.
Okay, so it kind of we'll go back a little bit. When Before I started taking this journey, I was in school to be a dentist. I had got into a car accident and it was like God sat me down. This isn't what you want to do. So let's go ahead and let's focus on what you want to do. And then when I decided to take that journey, I lost a lot of people. I ended up getting divorced, moving into a new place. So it was really me and my kids for a while. And then I started working with a team that I have consistently worked with for about 2 years now. And met people who not only push me to do better, but also correct me when I'm messing up. So it's not like you're just holding my hand and, you know what I'm saying, letting whatever go. You want to see me do better. You want to see me grow, and you care about that. So it's been a relief to be able to call people who understand what's going on and be able to talk to people like that. I mean, I have my best friend, she lives in Georgia. So it was nicer to be able to have people around me too. So I definitely had to build this village.
So much. You said so much. Building that part, being patient, of finding your people, like God sent you destiny helpers.
Yes,
That that
100%. God
that
puts people in your path for a reason.
yes, I love that. And accountability. Like I'm hearing accountability. Like
Yes.
people surrounded around you that won't let you stay in where you are or that can see past where you are and kind of help you in that area.
Mhm.
I love that. And another thing you said, oh, about like God sitting you down. Like
Yeah.
I think enough, we don't pay attention to that part enough where we feel like I did something wrong or, I'm being punished. And sometimes it's just God redirecting us. He's correcting us and like trying to get our attention. So I love that. And shout out
Yeah.
to you for pushing through that and the recovery process, going through divorce. Like, thank you for your transparency. But
It was a
look,
lot.
yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. Now, when we think about you showing up boldly day to day, what does that look like? So I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, y'all, we are in the living in the moment part of the Milky Ministries podcast framework.
So I had to actually learn to live in the moment because I had such a vision set of where I wanted to go that I had to learn that I have to pay attention to what's going on right now in order to get there. So I actually had to learn how to just be here and be present because my mind is going a million miles per hour. I need to do this, that's this, and this. But in reality, I need to pay attention to what's going on right here. And it's like, in being in the film industry, it's like the distractions outside of film can be so rough. And for, saying the projects. So it's like you have to be able to, it's like I had to be able to still stay connected to my kids while living in the moment. You know what I'm saying? So like my hands are tied. I can't do too much, but I have to be here. So it was a process. It was a process.
Oh, that's so good. I love that you said that. Let me grab my son. Hold on one just second.
Yeah, of course, of course. Oh, hey, handsome.
He's hanging out with me this morning.
Hey.
Okay, hopefully it doesn't mess up the video. But anyway, okay, so you said something, bring it back to my memory, Holy Spirit. What did you say? Caught my attention. Caught my attention. Oh, that living in the moment part. As you were saying that, like you're saying, like you have to show up, even like with your kids, you have to show up, and you kind of can't like let your life circumstance or the things that you're going through keep you from showing up. And I resonate with that so much. It made me think about like that little TikTok meme that we see, like when you're like having a mental breakdown and you're sliding down the wall, and the kids are like, "Can I have a snack?"
Yeah. Exactly,
I'm
exactly.
going through this, but can I have a snack, please? So
Yes.
yeah, I resonate with that because I feel like I have to take deep breaths and I have to remember, like, even though I had a plan set for the day, like I had to learn how to lean into what I call the Holy Spirit, like just lean into where He's leading me throughout the day and not necessarily be so rigid because I can be very rigid in my schedule planning. So that I just resonated with that so much with what you said, being present in the moment.
It's
I
the
love,
blind faith.
yes, blind faith.
Blind faith. Like there was so many times I had no idea what I was gonna do. None. And it's like, but when you give up the confusion and the chaos and the uncertainty and just know like God is gonna figure this out, we gonna work this out, everything's gonna be fine. It's just like the steps just show up in front of you and it just gets done. So that's always been that was one thing I learned this year, that it was like blind faith is gonna get me there every time.
Yes, and the trusting trusting process.
Yes.
Let's dig into that really fast. Like the trusting process, like when you had to go, you know what, God, like I have no control over this. I trust you. I throw my hands up. I'm done.
I had a lot of moments like that. I had a lot of moments like that. It was like, it's hard because as a single parent, all the bills are on me. So I'm like trying to work a bunch of different jobs and do film at the same time, which the schedule for film, sometimes I get a week heads up. So now it's like bills and all of this stuff, trying to figure out how all this is going to work out. I was really stressing myself. But then it's like, even with my own film, there was I didn't know how I was going to get the money to do it. Money showed up. I didn't know, like, actors fell off. I found new ones immediately. Locations, it was like sometimes I didn't even know what we was going to do. And then it was like everything's going to work out fine, and it worked out flawless, because you can plan all you want to, because man plans, God laughs. So you kind of have to have the flexibility and like the blank space for it to just happen. And it won't make any sense, because everybody will always ask you, well, how'd you do that? And it's like, well, God did it. And you don't fully understand that unless you've been in that situation. Because people like you said, you want to plan your whole day accordingly. You can't really plan your whole day accordingly. You have what you want to happen. And then, but what really needs to happen is what will happen.
That's so good. First of all, that's like, if you know what I had to do just to sit down and record this podcast, that's where I'm just like, I'm trying not to cry and get in my feelings, but that was so good.
Yeah.
And just like, again, like yielding over and doing it over and over and over again. That's the part where I think we like sometimes we get stuck or frustrated. We're like, well, I feel bad because I'm not trusting you like I'm supposed to trust you. But I think it's a walk and it's a process with God. Like it doesn't just show up like immediately. Like it's literally like we're learning how to walk, like toddlers learning how to walk for the first time. Like, oh wait, I fell. I walked too fast. I'm afraid to get back up. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Sam. That was so good.
Of course. Because it's like when you first learn to ride a bike, and it's like, oh, he's here. And then you trust that when they let go, you got it. So it's like you can't just get everything. Yeah, you have to prove that you trust. You have to prove that you have blind faith. You have to prove all of these things, and then you'll slowly start to see it happening. And you got to show up. You got to show up bold. You have to show up like, regardless of anything, it's going to be done, and it's going to be great, and everything's going to work out.
That is so good. I will give you the poetry snaps, but I'm nursing my son right now.
Do what you got to do, mama.
All right, so we are shifting into the open journaling part, you guys. Now, Sam, if a mom is journaling today about feeling stuck, what prompt would you give her to begin?
I would just say, take the first step. You know what I'm saying? The kids are going to be fine. The house is going to get cleaned. Just wake up, take a shower, go from there. You know what I mean? Just take the first step, because we all can feel stuck. We can all feel like we're not getting anywhere. This isn't working, all of this. But you have to also keep in mind that sometimes everything falls apart before it comes together. So it's like you feel like you're stuck and nothing's moving and nothing's going on. And then the whole time, it's like a seed in the dark. Until it breaks through the soil, you're not going to have proof of it. So you just do one thing towards it. If you want to be a writer, just write one page, one sentence. You want to paint, just get some paints. You don't even got to start yet. You just take the steps towards it. And you just do one little bit every single day. And eventually you'll get there. And then it'll be more of your routine and used to it. And you just keep going. Because you're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel like you've reached obstacles that you can't get over and all of that. But you have to, stay confident, because you birthed kids and raised these young folks. So it's like, if you can do that, you can do anything. You just have to, be the same commitment. You don't wake up and do all this stuff for your kids. You wake up, you get them up, just little steps at a time. So it's the same way when you're feeling stuck.
That was so good. Just with my personal conversation I've been having with God, like some things I've been working on, and like he's like waking me up in the middle of the night, like, get up, I want you to work on this. And I'm like, I just need a couple of hours of sleep. And he's like, this is the time to do it. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just writing it out. I'm just writing out the plan. And I'm trusting him in the process. So that was just affirmation or confirmation for me, and also for the person who's listening to this, whatever it is that you're working on, keep building. I think Sam, like, it's just, she's saying it so great and so eloquently. Like, keep building, keep working, keep your hand on that tool. And you'll start to see a shift in progress happen. So I love that, because even with how I started the Milky Ministries podcast, it's like it started off as a dance business. I was supposed to be teaching dance.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
that's how it
Okay.
started. Like it was called Healing Through Movement. Like I was supposed to be
Oh,
teaching
I
dance.
love that though.
Yes. So it's even in my file folder to this day, it still says Healing Through Movement. And inside of Healing Through Movement, it says the Milky Ministries podcast. So that's how
Love
like
that.
attached I was like to the idea. But that part about yielding over, doing it day by day, like what I was doing 4 years ago, I was doing it in preparations for this very moment. And that's how we have to see like anything that we do. It's preparation for our next and where God is calling us. And like you said, that blind faith part, we don't have to worry about knowing all the steps. We just have to take the first step. Oh,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You gotta stay positive too. People really don't understand that. The trick that I learned is every time I have a negative thought, I'll say a positive one immediately. So then it starts balancing out the negative. You just gotta stay positive, because whatever you're thinking about is gonna come true. So the more you sitting here thinking you stuck, the more you're gonna feel stuck. You gotta lie to yourself. Everything is great. Everything's working out. This is exactly what it's supposed to be. You have until it gets to that actual point.
I love it. Speak things that are not as though they were. I love
Exactly.
that. Yes. And
Exactly.
that leads us into our words of affirmation. So, like, tell us a little bit about what were you telling yourself through that? I want to call it like a wilderness season. Like, what were you telling yourself through that wilderness season to keep going?
My favorite one is God is within her, so she will not fail. So it's like, and it's like people don't really like to talk about that, but it's like God is everything around you and it's inside you. So you have the same energy that you're trying to get is already there. You just have to become one with it, you know? And I've honestly, Out Loud Thinking by Glorilla is one of my top songs. I mean, if I'm ever feeling like something's not working out, or you know what I'm saying, I'm having doubts or anything, I will play that song. I will play that song, and it's like, and then because it fits. Like we all want to talk about all her other songs, but it was like that one that it really resonates with me. And it's nice to do that if you can find music that helps. I got a whole playlist. So it's like you feeling stuck, you find these songs that inspire you and keep you going.
I love that because I definitely am a music person. Like, I got a few songs I can think about that help me get through it. And even when I think about like in college, like I listened to the Three Little Birds by Bob Marley.
Oh my God, love it.
I couldn't get out of
Yes.
day. And I was like, I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry about a thing. And
Exactly.
it's funny that you talked about your favorite scripture, right, son? Because that's actually plastered on my wall right now.
Is it? I love
Yes.
that. I love that.
I want to read it for our listeners.
Yes, please.
And we might hear my husband logging into his meeting right now. So we're just gonna fight through the sound. And we'll take turns. Oh, it's private. Okay, perfect. Um, so I'm gonna read verse 1, probably to 8. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Probably to 9. God is our shelter and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. So we will not be afraid, even the earth is shaken, and mountains fall into the ocean depths, even if the seas roar and rage and the hills are shaken by violence. No, Miley, don't touch that. There is a river that brings joy to the city of God, to the sacred house of the Most High. God is in that city, and it will never be destroyed. At early dawn, he will come to its aid. Nations are terrified, kingdoms are shaken. God thunders, and the earth dissolves. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come and see what the Lord has done. See what amazing things he has done on earth. I like verse 10. It says, stop fighting, he says, and know that I am God, supreme among the nations, supreme over the world. I feel like that was your whole life, Sam. Like, from what you shared with me, I feel like that was
Yeah,
your life. And I know I'm reading
I went
like,
through a lot
yeah,
to get here. To get here. Yeah.
walk away. And I know that like the version, what, verse 5, I think it is, that's the verse that you were talking about. And it's I read the Good News translation, so we didn't hear the God is within her, but that
Yeah.
was the same concept. And I just wanted to read that for our listeners, for our viewers, so that they can know. You gotta zoom into that verse 10 where he says, stop fighting. And I feel like Sam
Right.
was telling us that the entire interview, to stop fighting and to not resist the changes and things that are taking place. So
Oh
thank
yeah.
you so much for sharing.
I have fought this a lot. I have turned away endless, endless, endless doors that would have brought me to where I am today. But I had to go through all of that to be able to do what I'm doing. So it's like God tried to give me all these, here you go, like all these snippets of this is what it is. Go ahead, grab this, grab this, grab this. And I'm over here steadily like, no, I can't do that. It's like you learn the hard way. That's why he sat me down. I mean, I flipped in this car and it's like, oh, okay, well, I see that I can't turn my back on what I'm supposed to be doing anymore. And I use the kids as an excuse. You know, I can't do this and have these and raise kids. That's crazy. But the whole time, that's very inaccurate because now I can show my kids that you can chase your dreams and you can do whatever you want. You just set your mind to it and have faith.
Faith is the key. Faith is the
It
key.
is. And
And
blind faith too, because you don't know how it's going to work out, but it will.
that part,
It'll happen.
yes, I love that. Um, oh, you just said so much, and I'm not gonna talk over what you just said because I feel like that's enough. Um, Tell the people where we can find you. What do you have coming next? Do you have any merch? Do you what? When are we gonna hear about this movie? Let us know.
Okay, so I have a couple movies on Tubi that I'm on already. My Sister's Killer Boyfriend, The One That Got Away. I've worked behind the scenes. I was key PA on a BET Plus film called Deadly Intentions. Um, I have a movie coming out in November that I got to be art director for. It's called Legends of the Highwaymen. I'm very excited about that one. Um, a TV show I got to be art director and props for is coming out soon. My movie is still in editing. I'm hoping I can have it done by October, end of October, and then there'll be probably a couple months before I can get it out. The easiest way to reach me is Instagram. Slammin Made.
Can you spell that out for the people so they can type it in while they're listening?
SLAMMINMADE. And it'll have all my work up there and movies I've been in. I did a bunch of background work on The Summer I Turned Pretty, um, Outer Banks, a bunch of stuff. I'm very excited. I actually have my first director debut movie called Double Standards 2 coming out soon as well.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. So Outer Banks, is that the thing on Netflix?
Yes.
Girl,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for your time, Sam. This was amazing. And to the mom who feels stuck, you heard it here first. Put one foot in front of the other and have blind faith. All right, we'll catch you guys on the next episode. See y'all later. Bye.